So I'm going to connect here my Chromebook to this projector. Now inside all the classrooms you'll normally have two types of connector to connect it to the projector. You'll have this black HDMI cable which plugs into the Chromebook or into any computer that supports HDMI, or you will have this adapter that goes to the same HDMI cable. So it all goes to the same cable, but it might look slightly different what you're looking for. And what I've got here is I've got my small projector and I've got my Chromebook here. So I get my HDMI cable, and on the Chromebooks we have the cable, the input is just here. If you're using a Windows computer it might be slightly different depending on where the laptop has it, but there'll normally only be one cable, and I'm just going to plug it in like this. Okay, and you can see the projector's changed, and it's changed to the background image of my Chromebook. Now what this is doing is there's two different ways that a Chromebook can display an image to a projector. There's what's called extending mode, and there's what's called mirroring mode. Now by default the Chromebook will go to extending mode, which I think is more powerful, but it can be a little bit more confusing to start off with. So to switch this over to mirroring mode, you have on your Chromebook a special button. So you can press the control button and you can press what's called the full screen button. And when I press that, it will switch the projector over, so it's mirroring. So the same that's on your Chromebook will be the same that's on the projector. And to switch it back again, you can do the same. You can press control and the full screen button, and that will switch it back to extending. So what I would suggest is to get started, really just get used to using the mirroring. As soon as it's in mirroring mode, everything you do on the Chromebook will be on the projector. That's what most people are used to. If you want to start using the extended mode, by switching it back to extended, what this does is it treats both of the screens as two separate monitors, two separate screens. And by the standard way it happens, it creates the projector screen sort of in this area here. I'll explain that in a minute. I'll explain that now. All you do is you can drag a tab or a window over from this screen to the right, and you can see it starting to come over here. Even though this is to the left, the computer doesn't know where the projector is in the classroom, in the real world, but it starts to put it over onto the other screen. Now the real benefit of this is that now I have a different screen to my projector. So I can drag that back and I can have two things displayed. So for example, I can have one website on my MarkBook or something open on my computer screen where the students can't see it, and I can have a YouTube video playing, or I can have my Google Classroom or something on the projector screen where the students can see it. So it gives me a really good benefit of being able to separate what I can see as a teacher and the resources that I need versus the resources that the students are doing. And things like by playing a YouTube video on extended mode means that the students can watch that video whilst I do things on my Google Classroom or on a document whilst they're doing that. So it's very, very effective to use extended mode. So again, on a Chromebook, to switch to mirroring mode or extended mode, it's always the same. It's control and full screen. So now I have my Windows laptop, and Windows laptops work in the same way, but they're just slightly different. So if you've got a Windows laptop, again you need to plug in the cable to your computer. Now depending on the laptop, it might be on the left hand side or the right hand side, so you just have to look for it. So I just plug that straight in there, and again it will detect. Now what it's done here is it's switched automatically over to mirroring mode. If this doesn't happen or you want to change it, you can press the Windows and P button. And by doing the Windows P button opens up this menu here where you can pick different options. So probably the ones that are useful for you is duplicate, which is the same as mirroring mode, or extend. So if I switch over to extend, for example, I can then do the same that I was just doing on my Chromebook. So I can drag things over and have these two displays. So I can have YouTube playing, and I can have something else on this screen and something else on my projector. If I press the Windows P button again, then I can go to duplicate, and that does what more traditionally perhaps most people are used to, where it will display the same thing on this monitor and the same thing on the projector.